Hey everybody, welcome back to Thistle Hill Farmstead. Today we're going to continue with our barn build, and the chore we have today is framing in for these Dutch doors that will be on the exterior of the stalls. Again, these are some marketplace finds. They're not the color that we're going to have our final barn, but I plan on painting them and kind of rehabbing them a little bit. But for now, we're going to take some measurements off of them and then frame in for those doors. So let's get to it. So you may remember in one of our previous videos, we framed in for these interior stall doors here. So now I'm going to frame in over here on these exterior walls for those three stall doors or Dutch doors that will be here. So we're going to take some measurements off of these and do some framing. These are, like I said, marketplace finds that came off a barn that had caught fire and partially burned, and they were tearing it down to rebuild. So there is some water damage on some of these where the water got into the wood. These are actually wooden doors that are sheathed in metal. So I'm going to have to take some of these apart and just replace the wood in it because the wood kind of got saturated. But that's a chore for another video. Today we're just going to do some framing. So let's take some measurements. I'm a little bit concerned with the way these hinges are. They're surface mount hinges, so that means I need to frame a board here for these to mount on. So I can't just do a flat 2x4. I'm going to have to do one with its face like this. And you see on the bottom, the hinges on the bottom door are a bit bigger than the ones on the front. So let's take some measurements here and see what we got for an opening size. All right, these are 48.5 inches, so we can probably do just like we did for the interior stall doors. We did a 49-inch opening. Yeah, 48.5. So I think we did a 49.75 inch opening on these interior ones. Now, pretty much 49.5. So we'll do the same. We'll do the same 49.5 inch opening for these. I think I'll start over here on this side just because it's the cleanest side. And you can see when I had the slab poured, I had them pour a little footer here because I knew I was going to put the doors in. So I'm going to put a ground contact pressure treated 2x6 down here, and then we'll frame up from that. Let's take a measurement here and see what we got. Looks like 138.5. $138.5. That's good. That's almost using all of my board there. No waste, or very little. I've located the center of the stall here with this line, and I measured out each side 24 5/8. That will give me 29 1/4 total opening for the door. So it'll give me an 1/8 inch on each side. So let's mark some of these points here. I don't know if I can just do this up and down or not. And I'll check this just to make sure it's straight. All right, let's measure this from here. 49 1/4. Okay, yep, that's good. I'll probably just use the full length of that 2x6 and then just put a header across it. But let's see what we got here. These are 43 and 43, so 86 tall, and then I'm sure we'll need a gap between them, even though they look like they've been rubbing a bit where they were in before. Okay, 86. I don't know if I'll have enough room to build these in the stall here or not. I'll have to see what we have going on. I may have to wind up cutting these just to get them built and stood up. But this one can go here. Maybe I can open the stall door, move some wood around, or slide these down a little bit. Let's see how much space I have here. Move some of these old boards out of the way. All right. Okay, I got that. Yeah, maybe if I just slide this base plate down. There we go. Yeah, that'll work. And these are definitely way too long, so I think I will wind up cutting them. How long are those? Are those 14s or 16s? Oh, those are 16s. Okay, so maybe I can cut those in half then. I have plenty of these 12-foot 2x6 pressure treated ones, so instead of cutting those 16-foot standard non-pressure treated ones, which I bought for something else, I'm going to use these. These will stand up nicely and go all the way up to the top, and then I can just connect them up there. So let's see. need to pop these together like this. I'm going to pull this back a little bit so I have room for my nail gun. Okay. Holy crap. Well, that's in the right place. So my doors were 43 inches, a little less than 43 inches each. So that's 86. And then I want to give myself 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch at the bottom, just like I did on the other stall doors. So I'm going to give myself, instead of 86, I'm going to give myself 87 to the top, and that'll give me plenty of wiggle room for gap in between the doors. What I don't want to do is have them too close and not be able to open and close. So let me mark that. Then I'll stick my header in, which will stabilize this, and I'll be able to stand it up. Okie dokie. Oh, that's 2 pieces. Let's see if that'll give me enough height. Oh yeah. All right, that looks good. Let's see if we can, see if we can stand it up. I may have to pull it through. I forgot about that beam up there. I may have to just kind of pull it through here and then pull it back once I get it past. Let's see. Yep. Oops, I gotta go down a little bit. There we go. Come on. It's all gonna come apart on me. All right, let me pound those back together a little bit before I stand it up. better. Okay. Now, let's see if I can stand it up. Come on. Come on. All right. Okay, now I need to straighten it up and put a nail in. Well, will that stay? Of course it's not. Of course it's not gonna stay. It's gonna fall over on me. Shoot. Let's see. Got myself in a mess. Oh man. Crap. Well, let me pull the bottom out a little bit. Maybe that'll help it stand up. Nope. Still gonna fall over. You're gonna stay and watch. As soon as I walk off, it's gonna crash down. Okay, well, it's a chance I gotta take. Alright, got my level. Let me get my gun. And I got something to kind of tie it up with a little bit. Alright, let's get it back in there. Tie this bad boy here so it doesn't fall over. Okay. All right. Plumb it up, nail it up. Man, it's a little windy out today, as you can see, or maybe hear on the microphone, which is nice because it's been hot. Oh, let's see. Okay, that's got it. Now I'm gonna have to push this bottom plate in a little bit. This piece that I put on here is bowed, so that's got to be pushed in and straightened up so that it'll all be flush or plumb. Which that looks plumb there, but I can see that it's not. Okay, that looks good. And I may wind up cutting some of that off the top, but we'll see. I backed you out a little bit so you could see the whole shebang there. Let me pull this in. Okay. Put a nail in that. Ooh, I've left my clamps out here and they've gotten a little rusty. Yep. What's going on with this one? Again, it's gotten rusty. It doesn't want to work. Let's try it again. Alright, that's not too bad. Just make sure everything's still plumb. It is. Actually, it could go that way just a hair, but I think that's probably good enough. Yep, good enough. Whew, but it's still hot and I'm still sweating. Whew, look out. Okay. What's going on? Come on. Shoot. Sometimes that gun does good, other times it does not. Alrighty. Now I'll put this over here when I get ready to do the next one. I'll have something to tie it with. Okay. All right, looks good. $87 to the top. Yep. Okay. Good. One down. Now I'm going to need to put a 2x on the back here. Again, because those hinges have to have something to hold on to. I'm going to keep going on this door and go ahead and put in those blocks at the bottom and on the front, just to kind of see what I'm going to have to do to make this work. But first I'm going to cut out these, because I can potentially use these for those uprights there. Let me take the ladder out and nail this top part here too. Okay. Alrighty then. Oh, I see what's going on there. Yeah, I'll just have to do that one in a minute. Oh. Okay, let's stay there. Here we go again. No naily nail. Why is it not going? Ow. Look at that. Got a door. Way. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about. If I cut it flush with the top here, then the next piece I need to nail is not going to have anything to nail to. So I need to go about halfway right in there somewhere so that I have some nailing for this one and then the one that's going to go on up. So let's just call it there. I can eyeball it. Doesn't have to be perfect, and I'll do the same for this one over here. Come on, nailer. What is the deal here, dude? Oh yeah, that's getting stiffy stiff now.
Okay, let's put our blocking in. Okay, okay. Alright, that looks good. Alright, let's do one right here. Alright. Another jam in the nail gun. Okay, there we go. Let's see if that resolved our issue. Okay. All right. Let's see here now. Ooh, look at that. Okay. And nothing again. This nail gun's gonna be the death of me. Okay, okay. the deal? Shoots one and then doesn't shoot. Okay. Okay, so that's one done. Of course, I'm gonna have to cut out the bottom, but I'm not gonna do that until I can anchor down the bottom plate. Did a quick fit check just for sanity purposes. And everything looks good. I've got a nice gap here and a nice gap over here. So I should not have any trouble once I get the metal on. Everything in place should work well. Now I can't stack them because I don't have this bottom part cut out yet, but I'll do a quick measurement there just to make sure I've got the clearance. But looking good so far. Ready to get started on the next one. I have two more to do. Well, there you go. That are all the doors framed in for the Dutch doors. And we still have to put the partitions between the stalls, so that's why it looks odd. It looks like one big stall area, but got those in. And now all I need to do is once we decide on the color of the metal, we will then order the metal and get it up. So I still have a little more framing to do. I have to frame in up here in the top for the windows, which are over here. And if you watched some of the other videos, you saw where I rehabbed a couple of the windows there, but we got the windows ready to go in. So that'll be the last little bit of framing. I need to get a lift to do that. And then, of course, I have to frame in for the doors, the roll-up doors. Here are the colors we're considering. I think my wife likes this color best. Reminds her of Sweden and the colors of the buildings there. They have a lot of red buildings with black roofs there in Sweden. I did have two contractors or two vendors come out and give me quotes on the roll-up door that's going to go back here. So I have those, and we'll make a decision on that, and then we'll have to frame for that, and then they'll come and install that roll-up door, and then we still have to get the door, the big barn door for here. So a little bit still left to go, and obviously all the interior finishes, but we're getting there. All right, that's it for this video today, framing in the Dutch doors in the stalls. Thanks for joining us here, and if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Helps the channel out. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, hit that subscribe button. And when you do that, be sure to hit that bell notification button so that anytime I post a new video, you'll get notified. Thanks for hanging in there with us once again, and thanks for joining us here at Thistle Hill Farmstead. We'll see you next time.